All right, it's Wesley with Expandacraft, and it is a beautiful June late morning. And Joel here is about to test out for the first time on a 14-foot some inch feel-free kayak. It's a tandem, although he doesn't have the front seat on it today. And the Expandacraft hull here, now Joel is going to put it together today as a one-sided outrigger kit with 3 decks on one side. But if you'll notice, he's got two 12-foot 9-inch Expandacraft hulls. That's because he has another crosstube that he can turn it into a 9-foot wide boat with 3 decks on either side, so that he and 3 other friends can dance on deck. And you can see he kept the risers attached to the crosstubes, and did that for ease of transport, of course. Let's see, turn around label outside on, he's going to mount his on the left, and we're going to show you what he does to get this hull together. He's going to pull out his parts. I'm going to pause just for a moment. We'll be back in half a second. All right, now this is your very first time rigging this boat at the water's edge, correct?
That is correct.
We spent quite a number of hours tinkering with this boat, and we made little dots to identify which one of these cross tubes goes where. Do you remember where the dots were?
Yep, right here, 2 and then 1.
All right, and then we have the 2 dots that...
And the dots are in the aluminum,
yeah,
the permanent. And
there's 2 dots reciprocal in that cross tube. It's just going to lay those in, and somewhere there is a pack of bolts and things that he's going to use. It only takes 4 bolts to put that together. I'm going to pause just for a moment while he goes and finds that. All right, show me that handful of bolts that you had there earlier. All right, this is the 4 bolts that it takes to secure the cross tubes. And it's pretty plain and simple. There's 4 holes that goes through the flange, the cross tube, and then the other flange. And it is marked which one's up and which one's down. I think you got it sideways. Nope. You have to look at the 2 dots on the end.
Yeah.
The 2 dots go up.
There they are.
There you go. And remember, this is his first time putting this thing together, so.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to install these 4 bolts. It won't take long, and I won't force you to watch me point the camera at them. We'll come back once we get the bolts in place. Okay, got the back one on, but I want to show that this one is a different installation. We do have the rivets underneath, but it's a single flange, and the bolt goes straight down instead of through from one side to the other, because there was no place to put the flange on this particular kayak. Remember, every kayak and canoe is different. I don't have a kit for every brand on the market. All right, where's your number 1 holes? Yeah, there you go. Where's that number 1? It's on that side. There you go. So you'll also notice too that these flanges aren't perfectly perpendicular with the cross tube. That's perfectly okay. They're still strong enough to hold everything in place. So he's just going to swing that on. And we'll be back. Once again, I'm not going to force you to watch him put bolts in. All right, now we're getting ready to take the assembled hull with the cross tubes, with the risers and the runner rails. And if you notice, he's got 1 bolt just sitting there waiting. He's going to get that 1 bolt lined up where it's supposed to go. Now, granted, folks, the water is flat. Here in Panacea, Florida, it's not very busy, and it's not very windy today. So he's just going to get that one lined up and put a wing nut on it about finger tight for right now. And this is done in the water, but not always. You can do this all on your trailer and slide the thing all the way into the side of your boat when you're trailering. But because his trailer has this roof rack thing on it, for storage of the parts and the things like that. You can't really, and his fishing gear, you can't really load this boat on and off of that trailer because it has that roof rack. And then I think he's just going to throw in another bolt in the back and opposite corner. Yeah, that'd be the best way. And then once you get the other bolts in there, there's only 4 bolts, then we'll be ready to receive the decking. And we'll get back with that in just a moment. All right, a couple of things we noticed on our first time assembling this at the water's edge is we probably need to, where these 5/16 holes are drilled for the bolts that go through the cross tube and the runner rails, when lining them up is a little tough sometimes. Let's see here. Yep, back on screen. And so you might want to wallow out the holes just a little bit because the threads of the bolts kind of get attached. So until you get a couple of these little things worked out. Also, we noticed that I left off the end caps on the runner rails here. So we'll fix that and make that neat and tidy. Well, being it's your first time putting this together, other than running through the glitch of you forgot where you put the bolts in the back of your truck and they got lost in the black bag. What do you think? How many minutes did it take us to get this together? To get it together?
I would say about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and this is his first time putting it together all by himself at the water's edge. Now it's ready for the decking, which is sitting up here. And he's going to just bring it down and throw it on.
Just don't drop the wing nuts.
Don't drop the wing nuts. And there's something special about the way he's attaching this decking, and we're going to show you in just a few seconds. I'm not going to make you watch him bring the stuff over again. Hold up. All right, so here he is. It's just going to bring all 3 of them together. Each deck is 6 feet long and it's 11.5 inches wide, so we can sell it as 6 foot by 1 foot. And it's 2 foot or 2 pounds per linear foot. So each deck panel weighs 12 pounds. So you do the math. 12 times 3 on his shoulder. Now, what he has is on the back side of there are little dots drilled, just like we drilled dots to identify which cross tube is the back one and which direction is up and down. There are little knobs on the back.
Right here.
Okay, so that one's backwards. You got them backwards. That's number 2. See, it's kind of like a puzzle. That's number 2. It's got a little dot there. Yeah, that's 2. And you can see this one has the 3 dots. The 3rd dot means that it goes on the outside. So, well, you have to kind of maybe remember to lay it down. And again, this is his first time assembling this Outrigger kit. And so we're taking our time. You, of course, you can do this a lot quicker once you get going. All right, that's number 3. And once you have it down pat to a system, then you're all good. Ta and da. And all that's left is, instead of straps, he's using bolts because he's going to be dancing on these floors. Remember, he's going to do a 2-sided, so essentially you're going to have this on the other side as well. We're going to have video of that later on. And we'll show you him putting the bolts down, and then it's time to just do some in-water video. So hold on, we're going to have some in-water video of it going through and having him jumping up and down. That's worth seeing. Hang out. All right, one thing I noticed, being that this is our first time putting it together on the water, and remember, you don't have to do this at the water. If you have a trailer that's open, you could do this before you get to the ramp, if you have a little arm to reach out to hold it up, or strap down the kayak good and tight so hang that off the edge of your trailer. Well, anyway, if you look at the runner rails, you'll notice that the runner rails right now are underneath the cross tube. You can also make it above the cross tube, same holes, but what that does is that will either lower or raise the Expandacraft Outrigger, the hulls, so that if you want to have the Expandacraft hull deeper into the water, you would put, like we have it here, the runner rails under the cross tube, rather than on top of the cross tube. There's several reasons for that. If you submerge the Expandacraft Outrigger too much, then you get close to the tops of the hull where the water can come in the vent hole. We don't want that. So again, the caps, the end caps, we got to put those on. We're learning all kinds of things. This is being our first time putting this one together. It's not my first time doing one of these. It's certainly his. I'm just running the camera. He's doing the whole thing himself. Now you're gonna end up putting some 3M decking pad on that shiny stuff.
It won't be so shiny and hot.
Yeah, and if you throw some salt water on that, the shine will come off real soon. It'll gray up. So if you don't want to put that 3M padding down, you don't have to. This is pretty much it. He is putting the final touches on the bolts there. He is going to take a tool and give it a little twist to make sure that they're snug more than just finger tight, because when you put a motor on it, especially a gas motor, you know, make sure that things don't rattle out. And that's pretty much it. The next shot, if you hold on, we're going to have it in the water, moving, and he's going to do a little dance without a partner out there. I am not going to be your dance partner for this one.
Come on now, not after a drink?
I'm a pretty big guy. I think the two of us on a one-sided outrigger is asking a little much for a 12-footer. If it was a 16, I'd be your partner. I'd even be the woman. Oh my God, I'm just putting this out on the webs. All right, stay tuned. Okay, one short thing. We did have one bolt that's not setting all the way in because we need a drill bit and wallow out the hole that goes through the cross tube. One of those, this is the first time issues. This is the first time putting it together. So what we'll do is when we get back to the shop, we'll take a tiny bit larger drill bit to go through that hole so that it, oh, there we go, so it doesn't mess it up. All right, let's do some in-water testing. All right, so you're putting the trolling motor on. That's an electric trolling motor that he has adapted, and that's a lithium-ion battery, is that right? Wow, nice setup. So this thing should be nice and easy. Of course, there is a little bit of work to do to get the motor set up. Only takes, what, a couple of 3 minutes or so?
Correct.
Yeah. So how long do you think it will take you to set this up after you've done it about 4 or 5 times?
I'd say maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah. So 10 minutes from the trailer to the water, ready to go. I think that's reasonable, especially being that his trailer, you can't leave the decking and everything on and slide it like we have in some of the others, because he's got that particular type of a trailer, and he goes a long ways with it, and he has the other equipment, his fishing gear.
3 hours and 15 minutes away from here.
Yeah, and the way we had that thing strapped down on that trailer, though, oh, super steady. All right, he's going to park his truck, and then we're going to get it in the water. I keep saying that. It's coming. All right, here we go, the first launch.